Here's another card trick that's going to show everyone just how smart you are, and not that you so much have psychic abilities, which I always do a disclaimer at the beginning of my show that there's no such thing as psychic abilities. I'm able to fool you into thinking there is, perhaps making you think about it, but there is really no such thing. I'll show you what I mean. In this case, you're going to make someone else the star. I like to do that in these tricks. All you have to do is look at the bottom of the deck and know what card is on the bottom. Many different ways of doing it, from just looking at it. When you're getting it out of the box, look at it. Or when you're holding them in your hands, just flip the deck around and you will be able to catch a glimpse of that card. Once you know that card, you spread the deck out on the table. But you need to keep your eye on that one bottom card. I know it's right here. I try to tuck it underneath so no one notices. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say to a volunteer, I'm going to try to help you have psychic abilities. You're going to be able to see through these cards mentally. Your brain will be able to see whichever card I name. For example, I want you to point to the 4 of clubs. Now, you're just going to point to that card. Try not to touch it. There's a difference between pointing and touching. That'll break the bond that we have. The reason you do that is you don't want them to look at the card that they point at. I'll show you why. I just named the 4 of clubs. The reason I named the 4 of clubs was that was the bottom card. So no matter which card they point at, I pick it up. I can make a comment. Interesting. And then I name the card that's in my hand. I say, this time, I want you to remember that you picked the 4 of clubs first, but I want you to point to the Jack of diamonds. They'll point to another card. You pick it up. Nod approvingly as you say, 1/3 card. Remember, you had the 4 of clubs and the Jack of diamonds. How about the Ace of clubs? They point to another card. You pick it up. Very good. Now I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick one of my favorite cards. It's a red card. It's a 6. It's a 6 of diamonds. Let's go with the 6 of diamonds. Now what I do is I pick up that bottom card, the one that is the 4 of clubs, the one that I looked at, and I place it on top of the pile. And I say to them, I say, what was the first card I asked you to name? They're going to say the 4 of clubs. I say, what was the second card I asked you to name? They're going to say the Jack of diamonds. I'll say, what was the third and final card that I asked you to find in that deck with your own finger? They'll say the Ace of clubs. There's the Ace of clubs as I show my favorite card of all time, the 6 of diamonds. Now, a couple tips on this. One is that sometimes people forget their card. Forget the cards, forget the order. Remind them the entire time that they have to remember them. Another way to get around that is to do it with several people. Have 3 different people, have 2 different people. You don't have to do 3 cards. You can do 2 cards. You can do 4 cards. Don't overdo it, though. Don't do 52, because that wouldn't really make sense now, would it? But I can use 3 different people, and I can say, ma'am, think of the 4 of clubs. Sir, I want you to point to the Jack of diamonds, and you so on. So they each just memorize 1 card, so there's only 1 thing that they have to remember. I have to tell you that this card trick fooled me really bad. I had somebody after a show come up and do this to me, and normally I'm reluctant to let people do card tricks for me because there's really only about 3 or 4 that most people know, and you know, I like to see them. I appreciate that they've learned a trick, but it's a little odd. I don't go to a concert and offer to play a tune for Steven Tyler of Aerosmith after the show. So I always find it odd. But I had somebody show me this trick one night, and it completely confused me. I had them do it 2 or 3 times, and I had no idea what was going on until they tipped it. So if you think you can't pull it off, I'll bet you that you can. Give it a try. The secret is to get that little peek, spread the cards out, watch where that card is, and really act it up. Really overdo it. Because I guarantee this is a real winner. You'll have fun with it. Good luck.